My name is Josie, but you can call me Restless, because every time I get an idea for a new adventure, I pack a bag and go.
It's Italy to England. Travel through the internet all over the world. Take you back to nature like the roots and the ground. Understand the path, we make the future of sound.
Welcome to Restless Josie. We're not in Tahiti, we're not in Fiji. We're here in Tofino, British Columbia, Canada. This can be a beach destination, although a cold one, and you might have to swap your bikini for a 5'6" wetsuit, but it's beautiful. We're here for the Rip Curl Pro.
When you think of Canadian sport, surfing doesn't come to mind. There exists an underground West Coast culture that has built a strong surfing community in Tofino, British Columbia. Recently, the local Rip Curl Pro Surf Contest has become an ISA event, attracting the best of Canadian surfers to Cox Bay.
Rip Curl Pro, and I'm with Shannon Campbell-Brown. I just watched your heat. That looked like a lot of fun.
Oh, it's so much fun out there. Yeah, it's picked up a lot from yesterday. It's still kind of soft, but just the fact that it's bigger and there's so many waves, really tight periods, so just non-stop waves out there.
Excellent. And I know you grew up in Australia doing a lot of contests as a Grom. What's it like doing contests here? Is there a big difference?
Only that there's not many. Like, this is the only one, so it feels like there's a lot of pressure to do well. Just because you grow up competing, you always want to do well. I mean, at home in Australia, there's like a contest every second or third weekend. I mean, every weekend. So it's like you can have a bad contest and then come back the next week and improve, and you're never too stressed about a bad result. But here, it's like you get knocked out, you're bummed for a year.
So Dom, how many years have you been commentating at the Rip Curl Pro?
You want to date myself here?
No. But I
well,
mean,
the Rip Curl Pro, we've been doing this for 7 years, and I've been doing it along with them. So it's the longest running event. You know, we've done events here before, but this is, you know, the longest running, 7 years in a row. So that's, yeah, hopefully it goes on forever.
And it's Canada's national surfing event. So
yeah,
really we're getting like the best that Canada has to offer in terms of the pros,
yeah,
and the level of competition.
Yeah, absolutely. It's attracting people from both coasts, you know, Halifax, across the Atlantic, of course, you know, the mainland, both sides of the island. But obviously, you know, you're going to get most of the people coming from, you know, Tofino. And South Island.
So tell me, now that the Coldwater Classic doesn't come to Tofino, is this the only game in town, as in the only Canadian national surfing event?
On the West Coast, this is the only event right now. We've had a few events, and Rip Curl is the only surf sponsor, a core surf sponsor that's actually still sponsoring surf events right now.
Good morning. It's a beautiful day here at Cox Bay. I'm here with Peter DeVries, who has won this contest 5 times?
I think so, yeah, 5 times.
Excellent. So how are the conditions out there today?
Today's fun. There's a lot better waves than yesterday, about shoulder high, glassy, sunny. Perfect little waves for a contest, really.
And what about when the wind picks up later?
Yeah, it should make it a little bit better, actually. The banks are fairly soft right now at Cox Bay, so it'll give it a little bit of a crumble on it, and hopefully the swell will keep building throughout the day, so it should be fun throughout the day. Will
you change boards if you're going to be surfing in wind this afternoon, or is that your special board?
Yeah, I mean, I've got a couple boards down here, but I'll just ride this board. It's kind of an all-around short board. It's good in small waves, but it works when it's head high or overhead too. So I don't think we're going to get anything too big or too windy. So should work for me. Hopefully it goes well throughout the semis and hopefully into the final.
So I know for people at home who've never watched a surf contest before, it can be kind of confusing. Can you explain a little bit how it works with when you get into the semis and the final situation, what the heats are like?
Yeah, basically with this contest, it's 4-man heats all the way through. So top 2 advance, and you paddle out. The heats are 20 minutes. You're scored on your top 2 waves, but you can catch as many as 10 waves. So you're just looking to really get 2 good waves, and then you know, that'll hopefully get you through the heat.
So they don't count the top one and the bottom one, just the 2 good ones?
Just the 2 best, and you can have 8 throwaways if you want, and then after 10 waves, you have to go in.
The 7th edition of the Rip Curl Pro got off to a slow start. The waves were small, but the surfers worked hard and made the most of it. The open men's category had 13-year-old Kalen Breweiler beating men twice his age and moving through to the quarters. The qualifying rounds had all the local pros making it through to the semis on day 2. After the break, the two men at the pinnacle of Canadian surfing, Sepp Breweiler and Peter de Vries, give us some insight on their competition rivalry. Peter de Vries and Sepp Breweiler have been battling it out for years in the water, but this is not an unfriendly rivalry. The two men have mutual respect for each other in and out of the water. What makes the race to the top of competitive surfing in Canada interesting is how different the athletes are in their approach.
I think my first surf contest, I was 12 years old. I think it was CSA, Canadian Surfing Association Championships. And I remember going in with my best friends, Nick Killens and Oli Atke. And we had always surfed together. And I think I got third. It was really big at North Chesterman's, and I think I didn't even make it out the back. So, yeah, disappointing way to start, but it was fun going in with my buddies. It's easy to compete at home. I don't have to go anywhere. I really enjoy competing, but I don't really like traveling halfway around the world for a 20-minute heat, so competing at home is great. For me, surfing's always been about improving. I've always been driven to keep improving in surfing, so I'm really motivated to continue to be on top in Canada, and you know, I always want to win those contests, and it's more of a personal thing for me. I just want to keep getting better, and I feel like I still am, so that you know, makes me happy and makes me feel like I'm going in the right direction. Sepp Breweiler is someone who I've kind of looked up to for surfing from a pretty young age, and yeah, he's one of the best surfers in Canada, and yeah, we've got a pretty good relationship. It's fairly competitive at times, but that's what keeps driving us to get better, so it's good. I think Sepp's really good competitively, just because he has really solid fundamentals. He's really good on his forehand, backhand. His rail game's really good, and he's consistent in the air. So, you know, he's always going to put scores on the board. If he gets good waves, he's going to make the most of them and not fall and blow them. So, yeah, you know, he's always going to get a couple solid scores in a heat. So, you really have to, you know, be on your game when you're surfing against him.
Hey, I'm Sepp Breweiler, and I'm from Tofino, British Columbia. Yeah, I started professionally surfing when I was about 20 years old, and then, you know, we didn't really start getting into the international magazines till I was about 23, 24. So, you know, once that started happening, our careers really started taking off. The American press gave us, you know, a lot of attention and was really good for us. In Canada, you can make a living being a professional surfer, for sure. You know, most of us have pretty good sponsors, like Pete's on Hurley, I'm on Billabong and Excel, and Noah's on Rip Curl, you know, Raf's on Oakley, and yeah, we're all doing pretty good with it. With Raf, I've been surfing since I was about 6 years old, and then with Pete, I've been surfing probably since I was about 12, because Pete's a little bit younger than us. I probably started to notice Pete as a surfer when he was about 11, 12 years old. He was, yeah, he was picking it up really quick. He was a really talented kid. He was always really good at skateboarding, snowboarding. He picked up super quick. So, just a, you know, a really talented person. Competing against him's pretty fun. I usually try my hardest, and I mean, I don't like to get beat, so. I mean, I'll go into my heats, you know, thinking I am going to win and I want to win. You know, I probably cross-train about 4 to 5 days a week. I do a lot of cardio. Mostly just core training. Make sure your core is nice and strong. Squats, leg lifts, sit-ups, skipping, all that kind of stuff. I know a lot of guys do it that way, where they just surf to train, but I like to cross-train, because when I do cross-train and then I get back in the water, I feel stronger. Just paddling on my board, stronger on my feet. For me, it's totally worth it.
The finals of the Rip Curl Pro happened on a day when swell was mixed up and winds were on shore. With difficult conditions, the men were working hard to get 2 strong scoring waves, and it was a tight race to the finish.
Good morning, we're here with Ben Murphy, just got out of the water. Tell me what the conditions were like for you.
Well, it's first thing in the morning. So normally I'm just drinking a cup of coffee and at work.
Me too.
So that was the hard part, trying to stay on my feet. But no, it's definitely picked up a bit since yesterday. So it's more contestable for sure. There's lots more peaks to choose from, so we don't all have to grovel for the same wave. I think as the tide goes out and the wind picks up, it could pick the swell up a little bit better. So yeah, it's still tricky out there by all means. It's small. And some of them are really soft, and there's a lot of chop in the face of the wave, so if you catch a rail, you really notice it.
We're here at the Rip Curl Pro, and I'm with Sepp Breweiler. You made it look like the conditions were probably better than they are because you're a local. What advice would you give to someone who isn't from this area and has never surfed Cox Bay before about wave selection?
Again, just want to try and look for one that looks like it's going to run to the inside, something with a bit of wall on it. There's a lot of waves out there that are just shoulders, and you just take off on them and there's nothing there. So look for something with a bit of wall to it for sure.
I'm here with Caleb Breweiler, who just came out of the water. He was just in the quarters with the men's. And Caleb, I think I caught your best wave. What trick was that?
I did 2 backside cutbacks and a backside top turn.
It looked really amazing, and I feel like the conditions were tough.
Yeah, it's definitely soft out there, and the swell is mixed up. It's close together.
Do you think you have a little bit of an advantage being light on a day like today?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. When it's this mushy, it's definitely a lot better to be smaller.
I'm here talking to Noah Cohen, and he has made the final heat. So tell me, do you have any different strategic thoughts that you have towards the final? Do you surf differently?
Not really. That last heat I had a super tough semi, and I kind of went in with like the final mindset of if I don't do anything good, I'm not going to make that one anyway. So it's kind of the same as the last one mentally, but I don't know. It's pretty small, and it's more just like hope you get a good one and try not to fall. And everyone else is kind of battling the same thing. So see how it goes.
Is it weird being best friends with Pete, and you won one year, he won the next? Is there a rivalry going on there?
No, because the year I just won, he was hurt, so that's pretty much attributed to the way I won was, I don't know, someone hit him in the knee with a hammer and he was gone. So I was thinking that could be my strategy for this year, but no, it's cool. It's great to have a buddy that like pushes you all the time. At the same time, it's like, man, shake and bake, and I'm always number 2, but it's good. It's fine. I'm getting second to Pete feels like a victory in a lot of ways, so it's mellow, and I'm always stoked to see him do well, internationally or out here.
Thanks very much. Go suit up.
Thank you. See you guys.
I'm here with Sarah Taylor, who's the winner of the women's division. She's come all the way from Huntington Beach to this beautiful Cox Bay for this contest, and she's walking away with some prize money, some swag. How does it feel?
It feels good. I'm surprised. It was such a fun event, and I don't know, the girls were ripping, and it was just so nice to be here.
Do you find that the female surfers are friendly in competition?
Yeah, everyone's so nice here and like really positive, and they were surfing really well, and it was a good contest.
It was really nice to have someone like you who has such a high level of surfing at an event like this. As a Canadian, we totally appreciate it, and I hope that more people follow your footsteps. If you could give advice to any of the younger girls who hope to become better surfers, what would you say?
Just keep surfing. It's so fun, and just have as much fun as you can and enjoy it. And good things will happen.
This is Oli Atke. He is the winner of the men's longboarding competition. Are you a local in Tofino?
Yeah, I'm born and raised in Tofino.
So give me some advice. How can I learn to do toes to the nose?
You're asking the wrong guy. I turn. I don't do toes to the nose, but you would cross step until your toes get to the nose.
Okay, cross step, like it's a dance move.
Exactly.
Show us a little cross step. Nice.
But again, I'm not the cross stepper.
Tune in after the break for some finals action. This is the final. 4 men, 30 minutes, best 2 waves. Pete opens up with a solid score, and Noah answers right back. Sepp gets a good section and does a big finishing maneuver. Ben gets a wave and makes it exciting. After a few of the surfers catch short rides, Noah surfs into a couple solid waves in a row. In the heat's dying minutes, Sepp finally finds a second wave, and no one knows who won.
Your champion, 5-time Rip Curl champion, Peter DeVries. There it is. Yes. Everybody, how good was that final?
I'm here at the Rip Curl Pro at Cox Bay with the winner, Peter DeVries. So that was a very exciting final.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see anybody catch any waves, really. I just kind of knew what I did on mine, and I knew it was going to be really close because I didn't have anything really, really good. But I had one wave that felt pretty good in the beginning and another one that was okay. And then I really couldn't find anything at the end, so I was just hoping that was enough. And yeah, luckily it went my way.
It was really difficult to watch because the wind picked up and it looked like it was really choppy. How was it on your board?
Yeah, it was pretty tough out there. It was kind of this mid-low tide where there's a big trench in the middle, so really soft waves and hard to keep your speed through the waves and find the sections. And it's obviously hard to watch because of the afternoon glare and
yes.
the onshore winds, and it's breaking so far out the back. So made it difficult, tough conditions, but we all had our opportunities, and yeah, I'm just happy, stoked right now.
I guess you're officially the national champion.
I guess so, that's what they say.
So if you could give some advice to the younger surfers out there who look up to you as a national champion, what would you tell them, like the 12, 13-year-olds? What should they do?
They should just surf because they love it. You know, that's what I've always done. Just have fun, enjoy what you're doing, and if you're really into what you're doing, you're going to progress. And when you're a kid, that's the best age to progress. When you're that age, 12, 13, up to 20, you know, you learn things so quickly, and yeah, just have fun doing what you're doing, and keep hungry and keep loving what you're doing, really.
So time in the water, and what do you think about competition?
Yeah, competition, it's something that takes practice. I felt kind of off in the first couple heats. I haven't surfed a contest in almost a year now, so you know, it's something that the more you do it, the better you are. And yeah, I mean, I feel like I've done enough over the years to kind of get myself to the right place for the later heats and be able to surf to my potential later on.
Thanks so much, Pete. Congratulations.
All right,
that
thank you.
Awesome.
I've had a pretty hard time beating Peter in the last heat of the event, which is the finals. I just, you know, seem to just not be able to get that second backup score almost every year now, so it's a little bit frustrating. I mean, from what I heard from one or two of the judges, it was, I think it was about 1/10 of a point maybe. I mean, I fell on my last turn. It could have been something simple like that, you know. I watched the video from the finals, and I mean, I feel like Peter probably did win just by that little bit.
For me, the final was all about getting a quick start in the Rip Curl Pro. I really like to feel comfortable and on my game when I'm surfing in contests, so just getting a good wave under your belt in the first 5 minutes helps so much with that. Just yeah, just feeling confident and then trying to build your scores from there. You don't really know what you have when you're out there, so it's kind of hard to guess where you're at. But I knew I had a solid little start, and then I just tried to work on that and keep getting scores that were better than that.
Yeah, I mean, last time I beat Pete was probably 2003, so I feel like I'm getting closer to taking him off the podium almost every year. To be able to watch like the CT events and watch guys like Parko and Fanning and Slater, and I mean, you know, some of those guys are my age, if not older, and they're just getting better and better and better. So it gives me confidence that, you know, I mean, I still have a good probably 8 years to get better, maybe even longer. So
I guess winning the Rip Curl Pro puts me at the top of competitive surfing in Canada, and yeah, it's super important for me. It's a great title to have. I, you know, pride myself in working hard at surfing and being the best surfer that I can, and you know, to be the best guy in Canada and in competition this last year means a lot to me, and I'm really happy with the result, and hopefully I can continue to bring it home.
It's been an incredible weekend at Cox Bay and Tofino. The Rip Curl Pro is truly Canada's national surf competition, and we've caught all the action. Tune in again for Restless Josie on Sportsnet.